Morning, Gary.
Morning.
Simon Ward. I'm a contracts manager for a building company from Barwell in Leicestershire.
Okay. Tell us a little bit about your racing history.
I've been building the car for quite a few years. Took me time over it, but seemed to have got it right. Then started racing last year. First race with Cadwell, and this will be my 5th meeting. So.
Tell us a bit about your car.
Car we bought as a show with a bit of cage in it, and then developed it from there. And then we had all the engine and gearbox built, and then spent about 12 months testing it before we did the first round at Cadwell. So
what sort of power is it?
I can't tell you that. Just over 200 horsepower, about 210. But we've made some improvements over the last winter, like it's made it a lot better. So yeah.
Okay, you had qualifying yesterday. Tell us how this weekend's going for you.
Yeah, really good. We didn't find out we were on the GP loop till we went for a driver's briefing. Final said national and everybody else said national, but really enjoyed it. So everyone was on the same sort of playing field in learning the track, which was good because I've only done me hards around here. So yeah, really enjoyed it.
Okay, you've not been racing very long, but did you buy the car and then look for a club to race with, or was the Classic Touring Car Racing Club?
No, built the car to what I wanted, and then I found a club that would hopefully take it on. So
how have you found the experiences with the club?
I love it. I love the people. Everyone really friendly. Like obviously that first meeting, there was people come across on the night we were setting up. So yeah, everyone's really good. Really good.
Okay, a few quick questions. Yep. Night in with the missus or a night out with the lads?
Well, the missus is going to see it, so I'm going to have to stay with the missus, isn't I?
Okay. Takeaway or restaurant?
Restaurant.
Football or rugby?
Neither.
Okay. A sunny holiday in Spain or a wet weekend in Wales racing?
Oh, I don't know. If it was a sunny holiday somewhere further away, I might have to do a wet weekend rallying in Wales.
Okay. And finally, Formula 1 or British touring cars?
Touring cars.
Okay, thank you.
Cheers, Gary.
Tell us your name, location and occupation.
My name's AJ Owen, I'm 22 years old and I work in a scrapyard basically.
Okay, tell us a little bit about your racing history.
I've been racing with the Classic Touring Car Club for 4 years, previously in the Sierra RS Cosworth, in Classic Thunder and the Blue Ovals, and now we moved on to the pre-2003 Championship with the Honda Civic Type R.
Okay, can you tell us a little bit about the Civic then?
Yeah, it's pretty much a standard car in itself. We purchased it in November last year, did a brake conversion to the front, and we left pretty much the engine as it was as we bought it, with some minor upgrades but nothing too major.
So it was already a race car when you bought it, it wasn't a road car?
No, it's we've got the V5 and logbook for it here, and we only need some washer jets to make it road legal. So.
Great, okay. So you had qualifying yesterday. Can you tell us how that went and then how you're hoping the weekend's going to go? Because you're running quite a bit of success, Alice, because you've been successful is the word to use in the last few rounds of the championship, haven't you?
Yeah, we've got 75 kilos strapped in the passenger side of the car because we run 3 races on the bounce. Qualifying's okay. I've only ever done probably about 5 laps around here due to the Sierra having an engine problem last year. So we just learned as we went on, and we did our quickest lap on lap 8 of 8. And really the aim this weekend is just try and get some weight out of the car so we can go into the next weekend lighter and have a bit more of a chance to be at the front winning races again.
Okay. Well, you've been racing for a couple of seasons now, and it's been with the Classic Touring Car Racing Club. Can you tell us why you chose this club over the other championships you could easily race, a Ford Sierra or a Honda Civic?
Yeah, basically it was down to the fact that a lot of the guys in the Blue Ovals paddock have seen me since I was literally about 3 weeks old. And they've seen me grow up through racing, and my dad used to race in the old Ford Saloon Championship, and obviously that unfortunately died a death unfortunately, but it's got restarted with the Blue Ovals. So we naturally just joined this club because there's people here we know, and it's a fantastic little club, and I recommend it to everyone.
Fantastic. Okay, you've got to bear in mind that your mum and your girlfriend is listening to this, so would you rather have a night in with the missus or a night out with the lads?
Night in with the missus.
Really? I don't think she's too happy about that. Takeaway or restaurant?
Restaurant.
Yeah. Football or rugby?
Football.
You're a rugby wonder, aren't you?
Yeah.
Why?
Someone's got to be, haven't they?
Sunny holiday in Spain or a wet weekend racing in Wales?
Wet weekend racing.
Formula 1 or BTCC?
BTCC.
Fantastic.
Reading this, of course.
Okay. What is your name, location and occupation?
I'm David Howard. Where I live in Whitway, which is just south of Newbury, opposite Highclere Castle, for those who watch Downton Abbey. And occupation, I own a timber, pallet and packing case manufacturing company, and I'm an industrial landlord, but nothing like Centre Park, nothing like Canary Wharf, old airfield buildings.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
Okay, tell us a little bit about your racing history.
Well, I was in going in a port cabin, one of my manager's port cabin in 1997, and there was a car and car conversions magazine, which I've still got, and there was a post-historic touring car Mark 1 Escort for sale, £3.5 grand, ready to go, classic touring car club, post-historic touring car championship. I thought, that's what I'm going to do. That's me. So I bought it. I remember I took it first race Silverstone, and we arrived at Silverstone, never done it before. You really imagined that there were thousands of people, like it was a Formula 1 race. There was no one there. There was Aunt from New Zealand with a dog, stray dog, you know, and you realise this sort of racing is about the competitors. You do get good crowds. You get good crowds here at Donington, Brands Hatch, but certainly you don't get particularly big crowds. You and your family and friends are the crowds. Mm-hmm. So yeah, I just started doing. The car was completely out of rubbish, and then I built my own Mark 1 Escort, which was quite successful. I did well in that. And then I bought the previous one for this off Brian Stevens, who people will know, in 1998. Smashed it up first time out at Mallory Park, and then I rebuilt it, and I was never that good in that one. I was getting beaten a bit, but I was moving up the field. And then I built this one in 2005 from a shell that I bought. And this one's actually been very good to me, to be honest. I've done well. I've been racing this car, 2006 to now. We are together on 98 race wins. And we've got some work to do this afternoon. But Steve Primmett and Neil Bray are not interested in that, and I think I'll be having a hard time, to be honest.
No. Okay,
yeah. Okay.
So this weekend you had qualifying yesterday. How did that go, and what are your hopes for the weekend?
Well, because of the grids, as I think people know, but we're working on this, and this interview is probably part of it. We've amalgamated the pre-93 touring car and the pre-83 touring car grids. This is a pre-83 touring car. So I qualified 5th overall, but actually 2nd in the pre-83 race with Steve Primmett. How does he drive that so fast? Steve, how does he drive it so fast, Primmett?
Money on hair products, that's what it is.
Well, not do I, clearly. Yeah. And then I managed to get through at the start. Steve got me back, Neil Bray. I wish my back camera had been working, because that would have been very exciting, but unfortunately I forgot to turn it on. But the front camera wasn't bad. But yeah, Steve, me, Neil Bray, all over each other for 15 minutes, and I just snuck it to the post, really. Yeah, I think it would have looked good as well. But there was quite a good race at the front with Malk Best and Neil Philpotts apparently as well. That was closer than us, so that would have been good.
Fantastic.
So the race would have looked pretty good yesterday, I'd say. Yeah.
Okay, so you race with the club a long time.
Yeah, I have.
So dabble with other championships. What keeps bringing you back to the Classic Touring Car Racing Club?
It's home, really. I do race in the Jaguar Saloon Car Championship as well. Good bunch of guys. Sorry guys, but the driving standards of the JC are not as good as they are at the Classic Touring Car Racing Club, which is a bit stricter if we get banger races. We're not banger racers. There's more skill in missing other people than hitting them. Anyone can hit the car next to them. Sometimes it happens, and it's a racing incident. That's Simon Blunt just walked over there, who is the Secretary of the MSA, walking across there, by the way. We're going to have a word with him.
Okay,
Yeah.
a few quick fire questions then. Would you rather have a night in with the lady in your life or a night out with the lads?
Night in with the lady of my life, and that's true. Dawn.
We'll be watching this.
Well,
Okay, would you rather have a takeaway or a night out at the restaurant?
either. Do both, really.
Football or rugby?
Football.
A sunny holiday in Spain or a wet weekend racing in Wales?
Sunny holiday in Spain.
And Formula 1 or British touring cars?
Formula 1.
Thank you very much.
So.
Now, can you tell me your name, location and occupation, please?
Yeah, hi, Tim Moll. I'm an aeronautical engineer and I'm based in Ripley, Derbyshire.
Fantastic. Can you tell me a little bit about your racing history?
Yeah, I actually started racing last year, was my first season in the Dunlop VAG Trophy. I've always wanted to race. My dad used to race back in the 70s, so it's sort of in my blood really, and it's something I've always wanted to do, and it was just the right time.
Fantastic. This isn't your actual main race car, is it?
No.
Can you tell us a little bit about this car you race, but also about your main race car, which isn't here this weekend?
Yeah, sure. Yeah, this car, it's a VRD motorsport car. It's a Mark III VR6, pretty much standard to be honest. It was built on a budget to see what we could do with a budget, with as limited a budget as possible, and see how competitive we could make the car. So after last season we've done a fair bit of development over the closed season, and we're starting to get where the car's pretty competitive now.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, as you mentioned, I'm not in my own car, having had a head gasket failure at Mallory a few weeks ago. There just wasn't enough time to get it back together again in time for this.
It's always the case in racing.
Yeah, unfortunately so.
Okay, you had qualifying yesterday. Can you tell us how that went, and also what you're expecting for today with the races?
Yeah, it went well actually. I was quite surprised because we thought that we were going to be on the national circuit, and then yesterday morning everyone turned up and we were told we were on the GP circuit. So I tested on the national circuit only on Friday evening. So, but having driven the GP last year anyway, I knew my way around and I enjoyed it. Yeah, it was a good qualifying, good mix of cars. It's nice to be out there with other makes and brands other than just the VW guys.
Yeah, well, you're racing in the Cambridge Business Travel Classic VW Challenge this season. It's a championship specifically part of the Classic Touring Car Racing Club.
Yeah.
Can you tell us why you chose the Volkswagen Championship, but also what you found with the Classic Touring Car Championship being part of it as well?
Sure. I mean, I've had VWs since I was able to drive, and before that in fact. So I've always had VWs, I know my way around a VW, so it seemed natural to me to build one that I knew my way around. When we joined the Classic Touring Car Club, one of the attractions of the Classic Touring Car Club was the fact that we get to race against other makes. It isn't just a single make series. We are mixed up grids. For example, at Coombe, we were mixed up with the Thunder Saloons as well as the Pre-03s. And today we're racing against the Pre-03s, Pre-05s, and also the Boss series. So it's nice. There's a wide spectrum of cars. So for every level of car, there's always a good bit of competition and some good racing out there on track.
Okay, so we've got a few last rapid fire questions. Would you rather have a night in with the missus or a night out with the lads?
Night in with the missus.
Bearing in mind she does see this. Would you rather have a takeaway or a restaurant meal?
Restaurant meal.
Football or rugby?
Rugby.
Sunny holiday in Spain or a wet weekend racing in Wales?
Wet weekend racing in Wales.
And Formula 1 or BTCC?
Formula 1.
Fantastic. Thank you very much.